Syracuse in this second round matchup. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line, with Connecticut looking to go for a 32nd straight time. The winner of this game will face UNC Friday night in Fort Worth. As we welcome you courtside, hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. So happy to be with you for this second round matchup between Connecticut and Syracuse. Partner, this game features two of the best front court players in the country. We start with UConn and the likely player of the year in the nation, sophomore Sarah Strong.
Sarah Strong had a terrific game in the first round, as she has all season long. This young woman averages over 18 points a game. Her versatility, can step out to three, can score inside, and is an absolute menace on the defensive end of the floor. In the first round, she had 5 steals, averages 3.5 on the season.
Meanwhile, Flau'Jae so impressive for Syracuse.
Flau'Jae just came out and looked so good in that game against Iowa State. 23 points, 7 boards. She's so good from 15 to 17 feet in. Has terrific footwork around the rim, great bounce as well, and her kill spot is when she catches anywhere around that free throw line area. She was deadly from there in the first round, can also drive from that area. Watch out for her today.
Meanwhile, a big night tonight for Connecticut senior AZ Fudd. For more on Fudd, here's another Hall of Famer, Holly Rowe.
Well, they call her the People's Princess, and AZ Fudd arrived on campus with all the promise in the world, the #1 overall recruit in 2021. But things did not go according to plan. She ended up having injuries over 3 years, just 42 games in that stretch. But the resilience she had, both physically and mentally, to return, being the most outstanding player at the Final Four and a national champion last year. Gino Auriemma said, I hope she hits some early shots and is able to relax and really bask in the love of this building. She has a huge family friends section here tonight, and they are ready to say hello and goodbye all at once to the People's Princess here in Stores.
Good stuff, Hal. AZ talking about how special these fans are. You see her family in the building, and we saw what the atmosphere was like last year for Paige Becker's send-off. A terrific student section here. Students just back from spring break, and they are ready to go.
Matchup to keep an eye on. Sarah Williams on Flau'Jae. Connecticut is going to do their best to keep the ball out of Flau'Jae's hands. You see the deny, how far away she has to catch the basketball.
UConn has won 27 straight games against Syracuse's Potts. In and out on a 3. Thompson, who had a career-high 13 rebounds the other day for Syracuse, keeps it alive. Layla Filia separates, can't hit. And Strong carries the jumper. Gino Auriemma begging Sarah Strong to look for her own shot more. You see the Capital One starting lineups for Syracuse.
Yeah, Coach Auriemma has to be very pleased with the aggressiveness. Number one concern for Syracuse in this game is going to be taking care of the basketball. No Dominique Darius in this one. They are going to have to handle UConn's full court pressure.
Flau'Jae across her body and off. Another rebound for Strong. Here comes Connecticut. Looking to pack a punch early here. Strong a 3. Halfway down and popped out. And Potts trying to stay in bounds does. Yeah, the UConn pressure has been historically good this season. They are on pace to set the Division I record for most steals in a season if they have a deep tournament run.
Great cut. You saw Sarah Strong pass the ball, then cut. Shade was able to hit her in stride for a great-looking mid-range jag.
Potts held up. Possession arrow belongs to Connecticut.
See Journey Thompson come in, get the offensive board, then the little finish inside, and then the give and go. Sarah Strong, pass, cut, get it back. Help side defense is there, but able to drain it.
Olivia Schmidt into the game for the Orange, one of the heroes on Saturday. Hit her first 5 threes. Fudd can't hit. Shade battling with Schmidt, and at last hit, Schmidt will stay with UConn.
Savvy by Shade. She was falling out of bounds, so she just hit it off of Schmidt instead of trying to come down with it.
Schmidt had never scored in double figures, had 15 in that game, helping lift the Orange over Iowa State. Sarah Strong with 7 early points. Well, we welcome all of you who have watched Notre Dame upset Ohio State. They advance to the Sweet 16 for a 5th straight season. Meanwhile, here in Stores, Connecticut off to a great start against Syracuse. Winner of this game will go on to face UNC. Also in Fort Worth, Ryan Rucco, Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe with you. What a terrific start from Sarah Strong in this one.
Coach Auriemma wants her to be aggressive on the offensive end. So the first possession, she does the pump fake, pull in, then or the pull up, then she's got the give and go, then she comes down, looking to drain the three. So efficient and so varied in her skill set on the offensive end of the floor, and Coach Auriemma wants her looking for that offense. Can be at times too unselfish.
We asked her earlier today, what do you need from Sarah Strong? And he said, I need her to start playing like Sarah Strong, blank, blank. Words we can't say. And then he said, you know, she gets the ball at the elbow and she's looking to pass. At some point, she needs to be okay with going and getting 30. She's had that kind of mentality out of the gate so far in this one. Cooper into the game for Syracuse. Jasmine Cooper, who was not a factor in that first round win, getting early minutes here. Auriemma emphasized several times to us today how important he thought it was.
She's just a handful. I don't know exactly how you defend it, because if she can catch the ball 20 feet away and still get to her spots, what do you do with it if you're just going to single cover her?
Knocked away by Flau'Jae. Here comes Aaliyah. Aaliyah lobbing it in. Sarah Williams tips it to UConn. Fudd, the pull-up. Won't go. And Flau'Jae with the rebound for Syracuse. Flau'Jae, the ACC Rookie of the Year. As Arnold comes up with a steal. Here's Schmidt separating, can't hit. Made her first 5 attempts from 3 against Iowa State. And Fudd lays it in.
Beautiful cut from AZ Fudd, but okay, Sarah Williams. We're not used to seeing her thread the needle like that.
And Syracuse needs another timeout.
AZ Fudd does such a great job moving without the one-handed bounce pass dive. She was balling a seat.
When KK Arnold hit that 3 to make it a 6-point game and seal it for UConn. Connecticut a 20-6 lead midway through this first as we check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, the last time Syracuse was able to win in this building, you talked about that close game 2 years ago, but they haven't won here in Campbell since 1992, and we dug up. We had to go to the deep archives, thank you to Syracuse Sports Information Director Aaliyah, and we had to go back and find Rebecca Lobo played in that loss. Rebecca, how could you let that happen? Syracuse winning here at Campbell. You were just 2 for 7, and I'm just very disappointed right now as your teammate.
I didn't remember that game. I thought that maybe that was a game we lost and I hadn't played, but what a horrible stat line.
Well, you had 18, didn't you?
18 minutes. I was 2 of 7, Ryan.
Oh, I thought those were the points.
No, well, let's pretend they were.
Yeah.
I love that the stats were done by hand.
Yes, I know, and that they kept them. They still have the archives.
Oh, I thought you meant that they just were keeping stats in those days.
No, I mean, I knew in the 90s they were keeping. The Ecuadorian freshman, one of the most talented freshmen in the nation. Flau'Jae. Now Syracuse, look, any team would have trouble dealing with Connecticut's pressure, but especially no Dominic Darius, their star point guard, hurt in the ACC tournament, out for the year. Long. Giving it up, getting it back. Kaylee Heckel leaning and dropping it in. The shots that were not falling early for UConn against UTSA are all falling here today.
Yeah, and they're not taking too many threes either, and that was one of the problems against UTSA, struggling to hit from deep, but kept relying on the deep ball.
UConn 11 of 15 from the floor in the early going. Here's Burrows, kicking, extra feed. Velez missed it back.
And now that UConn has gone with their smaller lineup, Sarah Strong and Flau'Jae are guarding one another. Great matchup.
And another turnover from Syracuse. That is their 7th already in this first.
Connecticut's so good, sharing the basketball. And here, Heckle able to hit the pull-up jumper and then sprays it out to Fudd into Blanca. It's the one thing with UConn. They try to get paint touches and then spray the ball out and find the open player.
Now Isabel into the game for UConn. Quinones is fouled by Cooper. Stays here. This is a UConn team that has won 51 straight games. They've won those games by an average of almost 40 points per. Easy Fudd dialed in early on in her final game at Gamble. You see the average margin of victory, 36.5 points during this 51-game winning streak for UConn as Sarah Strong picks up her first foul. Oriema's team has been to 31 straight Sweet 16s. Have to go back to a young Rebecca Lobo the last time that Huskies were not in the Sweet 16, right? Was it your
my sophomore year?
Yeah.
Let's bring up all the low lights.
No. We'll show the banner behind us shortly, don't worry. Flau'Jae missed it left. Heckle skies in for the rebound. Here's Heck. Azzi Fudd, who had just 7 points on Saturday, 12 in the first quarter tonight. Strong, another steal, then gets fouled hard by Velez.
Azzi Fudd has certainly found her groove early here in this first quarter, already with 12, but Sarah Strong penetrate in, find the shooter out on the perimeter.
Strong and Fudd will check out. UConn a 31-8 lead. Those two have combined for 21 points on 9 of 13 shooting and 3 of 5 from 3 in this first quarter. Here's Quinones. Blanca surveying. Dish. Shade with 6 points in the first.
UConn shooting a ridiculous 70%, and it's not all paint points or layups off a transition. These are tough shots they're hitting.
Aaliyah can't stick it. Thompson the rebound. Burrows at the horn. No. And that'll do it for the first. A dominant opening quarter from...
Come back to Storrs, Connecticut. UConn with a clock. UConn so dangerous in the quarter court, but especially dangerous when they can get out and transition like those possessions.
Well, the forcing of the turnovers the same as Saturday. The shooting much different in the first quarter tonight against Syracuse, closing the quarter on a 19-2 run. 33 points, a season high for a first quarter for undefeated UConn. Quinones dishes into the corner. Shade a 3, missed it short. Rebound tipped by Williams, gets it back. Sarah Williams then held up by Thompson. Possession arrow belongs to UConn. One of the things that Coach Jack was emphasizing to her team at shoot-around was, this is a great team. Let them be the ones to beat you. It felt like her team was a little tight at times during shoot-around and said, do not choke away this game before you actually get to play it. Let them prove they're as good as they are billed to be. And she said, maybe they will, but let's let them do that.
And in the first 10 minutes, that's what happened.
Yes.
UConn proved they are as good as they're billed to be. And the other thing that Coach Jack was telling her team, and you practiced yesterday again today, 5 minutes at a time. Tell our story 5 minutes at a time. So coming out in the second quarter, you kind of have to wipe away what happened in those first 10 minutes and try to take this next quarter in smaller chunks of time.
Here's Quinones. Arnold trying to wiggle around Aaliyah, hanging with her nicely. Sarah Williams finds the cutter. Zabel has it deflected out of bounds. Going to stay here. 5 on the shot clock for UConn.
Was that official? It looked like she may have been doing it. Ooh,
Zabel was out, yeah. Should have been Syracuse ball. Shade flips it up short. Again, Sarah Williams doing work on the offensive glass. Shade in the mid-range. Candid gets it back, kicks it out, extra feed. Shade hounded by Schmidt and fouled. But some big-time work being done on the offensive glass from Connecticut after they finally do miss a few shots.
What we saw from Sarah Williams and from Shade is even if they couldn't corral the ball themselves, they just tried to keep it alive and get a team rebound out of it.
Gino Auriemma's 72nd birthday today. And he was as angsty as ever at shoot-around today.
He was a little...
No. Strong gets fouled, pursuing the rebound.
One of the things AZ Fudd has been exceptional since her freshman year is how quickly she 15 points already here, 3 of 4 from 3.
Gino thought it was important for an early one to go down. It did for Fudd, and she has not stopped since. Had 3 fouls in the first quarter in the first round. First time in her career she had done that. As Strong is fouled by Schmidt, and that is her second.
And we've seen just a give and go from Sarah Strong, and after she inbounded it, just her explosive, her cut so that she could get a step on the defender.
Foul here on Arnold, 11 points for Sarah Strong, the favorite to be National Player of the Year.
That pass, there's probably a football analogy there, Ryan, you can help me with when you get past the defensive back, maybe. But
when
that's
you get past the
like.
defensive back,
you're open.
Beyond the defense, yeah, you're wide open, you're in the clear.
Okay, there we go. She was in the clear.
Potts trying to find across the country some thrilling finishes in the second round. Saw Louisville eke out a win to start the day. Iowa and UVA go to 2 overtimes before Virginia pulled off the win. Not that time. Almon the rebound. 38-8. UConn leads it. South Carolina, USC up next here on ESPN.
KK Arnold, her defense that time on Sarah, and then finished with 4 Syracuse players around her.
40-8, Huskies lead it. Holly?
Well, Sarah Williams was actually nervous coming into this NCAA tournament. She went into Gino Auriemma's office to talk to him, and he said, "What's going on?" She said, "Coach, I'm really nervous." And he said, "Like, bad nervous?" And she's like, "No, like anxiety nervous. Like, I just don't want to I just need you to worry about what can you do for your teammates that will help them succeed. Take the pressure off yourself, put that focus on your teammates." And I talked to Sarah about it, and she said, "Yeah, but Coach said the right things. I feel really comfortable and confident." And she's getting a big round of applause as she comes out right now. She's been huge.
And Holly, how did she start today? By making some really nice passes to teammates and helping others get going and denying on the defensive end of the floor. It's not always a
run.